Hello and welcome back to the Port Vale save and part 11 today of Football Manager 2024. So, doing quite well at the moment. So we'll look on the schedule there, 5 friendlies, 5 wins and emphatic wins at that. But our next friendly is going to be something of a difference because we're playing a team in our own division, and that's not till the 25th. Now, if you remember, we stopped the game here on the 22nd. I had to look for another couple of players. I did find Tom Walker as a free agent, and again, I said I wouldn't do it, but I've had to go down the loans there of Caelan Casey as a DC, just a backup. But we'll see if they manage to come to the team. So we're going to forward this on. And yep, Walker has considerable interest. I'm not sure on considerable interest on the wages, mind you, but it says emergency backup, start negotiations. And he wants £800 a week. Not sure. Let's have a look. It says we can pay up to about 600, but I suppose 800 is not going to have a contract that's going to last any much longer than one season. I'm not going to take him on from there, so yeah, that'll do. And our offer for Caelan Casey has been accepted. So I'm looking forward to this next friendly because it does give us an idea of where we are sitting. We're doing pretty well scoring goals, but again, this is very low opposition. Now, when we see contracts here like Andrew Boer, where they say give a professional contract, what it does tell us is he's now 17 years of age. So when we go in and look for Andrew Boer, there he is. Now, he is in the youth at the moment, but now is it 17 years of age? We'll just change his age there. What we can do now is put him on loan. So that's the first thing I'm going to do with Andrew. And we'll go in the transfer status. We know we can't put him out for transfer, but we can put him available for loan. Leave all the rest as it is and confirm. This is a player that's just going to go to waste. As I say, I hope this guy comes, Tom Walker, just to put in the ML if nothing else, just so we can rotate that. I don't think Jack Shorrock would have been the idea to leave there, but of course Connor Grant is now injured for 6 weeks. So that's the reason really that I'm trying to get him to replace there. He would become our number 1 as well, but very low on points for this position. And I can't seem to find anybody else at the moment. Well, as you can see, when you put one of these youngsters out for loan, got what, 4 clubs coming from, accept all offers. So as much as you think you don't need to worry about these kids in the youth, It's on £220 a week. We know he should only be on £2 a week. So it all helps the clubs that are down the pyramid, another £220. Right, so we're now on the day of our friendly, and Caelan Casey is on his way for loan. 374 points. Let's just make sure it is. Yeah, he will go straight into the team. So what I'm going to do at the moment, when we look at who we've got here, we've got Nathan Smith as 1,700, and he's being paid too much. But the only difference is here, I think, is that we're going to have 3 loan players, so we will need to keep him. I'm not going to be able to sell him just yet, because we're never going to be able to play 3 loan players, as we can only play 5 in the whole squad. So I will put him into 4th place, Caelan Casey. Just got to get his contract details. Let's just accept this. £700 per week until the end of the season. I did have a question. Someone asked me about the ages of players. When you're doing this system, as long as they've got the points, you don't need to worry about whether that player's 25, 30, 35 years of age. If you go back into real-time play and you look at Harry Kane, who's now pushing 30 there, and you've got Erling Haaland at about 22, they may be 8 years apart, but their points are pretty much similar. So it doesn't really matter on your age as long as you have those points. That's the most important thing in this game. So that's Caelan Casey that's arrived. We'll make sure that he's in the starting or the senior squad, which he is. And now Tom Walker's going to come. We're going to see this come up, I would think, in Brown Writing, where they're a bit sceptic about whether I should have taken him. But I didn't really have much of a choice. And we did pay for him, of course. A fee of 8,000. But as I said, if anybody can see any players out there that you think could come to the club and be a success, then just comment on those and let me know who they are, and I will try and sign them. But as you can see here, they give this a D. Angry with the sign of a player, looks surplus to requirements. He's only here for 1 season. We know he's not going to be great. So let's just have a look. He does play in numerous positions, but he will be ML. So Tom Walker, 344 points. We know it isn't great, but with Conor Grant out for 6 weeks, this is more, as he says himself, an emergency backup. That's what it is. But he will be playing. And as I've got that that friendly coming up as well with Shrewsbury and Carlisle, it will give him a test. We'll see how good he is. At 343 points, again is 27. There is no potential on that, we know that. But we could be worse off. But when you're playing this game yourself, always make sure that you've got 3 players per position, and in central defence, central midfield and strikers, always make sure you've got 6 to rotate. Right, so let's just go into the squad registration. You can see all down the bottom here, these are all under 21 players. These don't have to be registered for League One. And George Wickens doesn't have to be registered because you don't have to register goalkeepers. Tom Walker will now fit into the squad. Always remember to do this because it's so easy to forget it. And then when your season starts, you think, oh no, I didn't put him in. We're in trouble. So I'll confirm selection there. And then we will assign a squad number, just auto that. Right, so that is done as well. Just go back to the registration there because we just brought in, who was it? Yeah, Caelan Casey. Yeah, he goes straight in as an under 21, so there isn't a problem with that. Doesn't need registering. And just confirm selections again just to make sure. And now we've come on to our penultimate, second last friendly. Port Vale against Shrewsbury Town. And let's go into, it's not the squad we want to go into, but it is. Let's start off just looking in the squad and the condition of the players. And down the bottom here, Gavin Massey is still out for about another 6 days. Callum Sullivan will be training again from tomorrow. Caelan Casey is only fair. He must have either played a game not long ago or come back unfit. It looks like he's played a couple this season, so we've mostly just taken him from a game literally. And James Plant and Connor Grant. Connor Grant, it says now, only out for about another 3 weeks. And James Plant out for another 5 days. So we've got a few players that are not going to play here. Callum Casey, I'm not going to even put in the squad. So going into tactics, we pretty much know who starts where. And the goalkeepers, Wickens and Ripley. That's our 11 there who come on in the second half. The DL will be Mitch Clark with Dan James. That's all okay. The DCs are going to be Barmer and Helge, along with Smith and Debra on the bench. So yeah, that's going to be the same. The DR is going to be Jason Lowe and Thomas Seng. Yep, and that's as it is there. Now, slight changes on the ML. Connor Grant is out for at least there you just saw for another 3 weeks. And Tom Walker, our new signing that's just arrived yesterday, is going to start for Connor Grant. And on the bench is going to be Lewis Beckett. And Lewis Beckett was already on the bench anyway, so I'm just keeping my fingers crossed that Walker can do something. We don't know him at all. We haven't got any form on him. And in the MC central midfield, we've got Ojo and Garrity. That's our normal pairing. And on the bench, Alfie Devine and Oliver R. Blaster. That's the same there. On the right of midfield, Chislett playing well at the moment. He starts. On the bench, we've got Ellis Taylor. Don't forget, Ellis Taylor is a dual in ML and MR. We can switch him. And that was the idea, to loan him. And up front, we have Ikpeazu, who is playing very well, along with Jamie Donnelly, who's expected to be something really, really good this season. And Josh Thomas and James Wilson are on the bench. So that's your 22. The first 11 are ready to go. And there is what the mess is. And you think that most of these players, well, all of these players here, are only playing 45 minutes a game. Callum Sullivan hasn't started yet. Gavin Massey injured. Connor Grant injured. And James Plant injured. And it's just amazing how you can get those injuries in 45 minutes. And as I said, with Caelan Casey there, yes, he needs a bit of match sharpness, but he's definitely nowhere in condition like all these players of peak, and he's only fair. So we're going to go into the game now. We're going to start the friendly. And fingers crossed that we can do something here. We need to watch Tom Walker. Everybody's happy with the start of the selections. That's because most of them are playing, I expect. But there'll be plenty of teams out there that have got worse players than Tom Walker. There we go, we'll agree with that. And it's an evening kickoff. And we're ready now to watch the game. And this isn't going to be anything like we had in the last friendlies, the first 5, where we've only conceded 1 and won very easily. This is going to be a proper match. But again, Shrewsbury, I expect to finish maybe mid-table, maybe down towards avoid relegation. I don't think they're any better than that. So this will give us an idea of where we're at. But we should be able to pass the ball around all right, because we've had plenty of practice at wing play 4-4-2. Oof. And that's a good start by Port Vale. Got a corner now. Chislett likes to get in the thick of things. And that's cleared, but it's another corner to Port Vale. And this time the keeper gets that one, and it's away by Shrewsbury. So if I had to take a score from this, I don't know, 0-0, 1-1, that's what I'm more hoping for. But a win would be very pleasing, of course. And that's the first shot for Shrewsbury. That's gone over the bar. So don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you're enjoying what you're watching. Leave a comment and a like if you can. Try and bump it up a little bit for more views. Yeah, get some comments in, let us know where you think we're going to finish this season. Chislett comes away with the ball down the right hand side. Gets a cross in. Ikpeazu gets a header on it. And that's gone over the bar. I want to start seeing something down this left hand side. I was not going to be able to see what Tom Walker's all about today. Corner now to Port Vale, and Walker's going to take this one. Yeah, it was a good corner. It's out to Donnelly, and a shot by Clark that's took a bit of a deflection, and that's a corner to Port Vale. Chislett takes it. And it's finally away by Shrewsbury. So 3 shots to 1 to Port Vale, 5 corners to 2, which is now 6-2. And again, that possession, 47 to Port Vale against 53 Shrewsbury. Oh, what a great goal by Shrewsbury. Elliott Thorpe there. Chislett done his best to try and clear the ball. No one went to the striker. And it's Port Vale 0, Shrewsbury Town 1. And let's be honest with that, I don't really care who was in goal there. It's gone right in the top corner near enough. The goalkeeper's not saving that. And this is what it really tells us now. How good are we going to be for League One? Shrewsbury with a corner. And Wickens collects that one. So 27 minutes played. Port Vale 0, Shrewsbury Town 1. Ojo with the ball in the centre. Gives it to Donnelly. Ikpeazu comes through. Keeper doesn't come. And that goes out for a corner to Port Vale. So chances there. Walker with the corner. Good corner again. Chislett will get on the end of that. Gives it back to Walker. And Walker crosses it. Ikpeazu can't get on the end of that. And a good interception by Lowe there. Is it a Donnelly? Back to Lowe. Back to Donnelly. I'd like to see more of him in the centre. Looking for the ball, not trying to cross it. Interception there by Chislett to Donnelly. Ikpeazu. And the header's gone wide. But there's chances for Port Vale, so not going to take any downers yet. 5 shots to 4. 7 corners to 3 and 51-49 possession. And out of all these players, other than Wiggins that's still on peak, Walker's condition is pretty good for first time out. At 33 minutes gone in the first half, Port Vale 0, Shrewsbury Town 1. But games like this in League One, we need to be getting results at home, I think. And a free kick to Shrewsbury there, hits the side of the wall and goes off for a corner. Bayliss will take it for Shrewsbury. And that's headed away. The chances again, out to Bayliss wide. I'm not sure. That's the end of the play there anyway. I think that would have been a free kick at the time. So approaching the end of the first half. Approaching the end of the first half, a couple of minutes added on. But I wouldn't say I was disheartened by the performance. I don't think we're playing that badly. And that's it. The half-time whistle goes. Port Vale 0, Shrewsbury Town 1. So into the dressing room. Let's have a look. Can't say it hasn't been good enough. So I'll say you've all done well so far. Keep going. See if we can get a result here. Into the tactics. We're going to change the first 11 to our second 11. Whether this means we've got less chance is another thing. But we've still got some good players here to come out for the second half. But yeah, as in Tom Walker there, I think he played okay. So that's basically all the 11 players changed at half time. Coming out again for the second half. Let's see what we can do here. So the names will appear on screen in a minute for the ones that we've substituted. So I did give 0-0 and 1-1 as the scores at the start of the match. Would I stick with 1-1 now? Not too sure because we've got the second string on here. And that's a header over the bar from Shrewsbury. So yeah, if I get back to 1-1, I'd be very happy, but maybe this will stay the score it is, or Shrewsbury could add another goal perhaps. But I think at the moment we most probably, at 50 minutes in, deserve the draw. So, not a lot happening at the moment. 7 shots now to 9 Shrewsbury. Still 11-5 to us on corners and 51% to 49 to us on possession. And coming forward is Beckett for Port Vale, and he just lays that back to Smith. Knocks a good ball forward to Thomas. And that goes out to Wilson, who gets the ball back to Devine. Wilson knocks it forward. Thomas puts it in the back of the net. I wasn't sure if that was offside, but Thomas puts it back of the net. And Port Vale are back in the game. Port Vale 1, Shrewsbury Town 1. So I'd just like to see this again. Wilson knocks the ball back. Devine there. Was that offside? It's hard to say. But it's a goal for Port Vale. They're going to show us now what it... No, it was just on. Look at that. It was very tight, that. So Port Vale 1, Shrewsbury Town 1. As we've got about 33 minutes still to play. Port Vale take the ball from Shrewsbury. Smith has it, knocks it out to Devine. Wilson tries to get Thomas again going, and Thomas shoots, and that's gone for a corner. Saved by the keeper there, deflects that out behind the goal. And Ellis Taylor with the corner. Devine with a shot. And again, that will go for another Port Vale corner. So we're playing quite well now in the second half. 59 minutes gone. And Ellis Taylor will take another corner. Gets it into the 6-yard box. This time it's headed away and then lobbed away. But only as far as our blaster. Back to Taylor again. And our blaster. Short passes it to Debra. Out on this right now. Thomas Sang lays it to Ellis Taylor. And Ellis Taylor, another good cross. And on the end of that was Josh Thomas. And a header into the back of the net. And the game has turned on its head. It's Port Vale 2, Shrewsbury Town 1. Ellis Taylor takes it down to the byline there, crosses it into the 6-yard box. Thomas jumps high, puts it in the back of the net. An hour gone, and Port Vale now lead by 2-1 with 2 goals in 3 minutes, both by Josh Thomas. Devine with the ball, knocks it up, gives it away this time. And Shrewsbury come forward again. The high line at the moment from Port Vale is stopping Shrewsbury from coming forward. And Bayliss gets a chance to score. And that was the problem, putting a high line there. They've let Bayliss come through into the penalty box. As we can see here, he gets hold of it right on the edge of the box, goes in, and there's nobody marking him. And he puts it beyond Ripley, and it's Port Vale 2, Shrewsbury Town 2. And that's mostly a fair result at the moment. 12 shots to 10, 13 corners to 5, and 51% possession to 49, all in our favour. So we've done well to come back into this game. But 2-2 sounds like a fair result on both teams. And it's a free kick to Shrewsbury. Sang tries to clear it. Bayliss again with a shot. And this time it's over the bar. So Ellis Taylor and James Wilson both with an assist in this half. And 2 goals by Josh Thomas. Just got the one friendly left after this. This will be another home game against Carlisle United, who have just been promoted from League 2 and pretty much, I think, are on par with Shrewsbury, so we'll see how we get on with that game. And now it's a corner to Port Vale. Ellis Taylor will take it. Lobs it into the box. Looking for a header at the end of that. We didn't get it. And it's away by Shrewsbury. Only as far as our blaster. And Taylor gets on the end again. Ellis Taylor. Don't know really what happened there, but he didn't get on the end of anybody and went for a goal kick. "77 minutes played, 13 shots to 12, 14 corners to 5, and 51 possession to 49. So I'm happy with those 3. And as I say, Port Vale 2, Shrewsbury Town 2, and this is a fair result with 10 minutes to play. Could we get a winner, or do we think it's going to stay at 2-2? Shrewsbury take the goal kick. They're coming forward. We need to move closer to this ball. I'm marked in the centre keener there, and wow, I don't know what happened there, but that was a long way over the bar. But again, it was a chance. Six minutes to go. I've been impressed with our second squad here that come on at half time. But what you'll see as the season progresses is how we rotate the players. I'm not going to try to explain that. You'll see that as each game comes. But it will all be done on fitness and condition. Match sharpness is never a problem because eventually the player will get that. That will come to him over a period of time. But condition is always important. You know, when you start a game, you want your players really to be on peak or excellent. Good is, somewhere you want to be at half time, really. Right, Ellis Taylor with the corner comes in, keeper comes for it and collects it, and the whistle's gone for full time. Port Vale 2, Shrewsbury Town 2. I'm quite happy with that result, and I would be definitely happy with that in the league. Whether we've got a lot of improvement in us is a hard one to say. And let's have a look. Yeah, I'm so proud of the players there to come back for the second half, so they were very pleased with that. Continue the game. And we can see the fitness test there. And honours even at Vale Park. I'm pleased with that result. And we will run this game on now until the next friendly. And then in the next episode, we'll come back to play Carlisle United. Just quickly, before I do anything else here, let's just go to the inbox. Again, there's nothing to worry about there. Have we got a big enough squad now not to worry about any more additions? Starting with the goalkeepers, we're fine there. We're not really going to need more than 2. I can't get rid of Jason Luke Vale at the moment, so he will still be here. Do I really need another DL? It's possible. So yeah, I might need to look at a DL. DC, I think we're fine. The R, I think we're fine with Callum Sullivan. I say he's coming back from injury. The MLs are now okay, not the best, but Connor Grant, once he's back from injury, will go back to number 1 there. Into the DC, we do have Reece Waters as a youngster that we could call on to be our 5th player in that position. Tom Conlon will be back at some point. So I think we're going to be all right there. On the right-hand side of midfield, it's not great again, I'm going to be honest with you. But I think we're okay with who we got there. And Gavin Massey will come back, but he's not a player I'm really interested in. And here, I think we're fine again. So if I need another player for the squad, I think I'm going to look at a DL. Let's just have a look in the scouting. £915 a week is available, but don't forget I've still got 70,000 budget, which if I put into the wage budget would give us around £2,300 to spend. So let's just look to see if there's anyone who can play DL. That one now shall drop down to 8 for the corners. Transfer value, I don't mind paying up to about 40,000 if the player is going to be good. We'll go for DL. I don't really want to push this out to 28. I'm going to go up to about 20 to start with. Let's take ML off of here as well, because DL are not as difficult to find. There's nobody exciting as yet. Again, all the ones you do look at, they are out for 7 months. And that's always the way. I'm only looking for a player, I would say, as a rotation. doesn't need to be great, but there are a few young ones out here that maybe I could be interested in. I'm just going to run through the rest of these. Now he does look okay. He's 19. Just adding the points up as I go along with the head. $326 most probably looks better than what that is. A few numbers that I like looking at here. Oh, now what could he do? Oh, it's MC. I don't know how he's come up on that for a DL. I don't know who's arrived at that, but there we go. And I think he may have been the one that I was going to take. What I would like to look at, because I've actually got the loan side on here, it should have been the transfers. So I'm really looking to get someone that's mostly not at the club anymore. And there's another player that comes up from a different position. I don't know how this game does this. So I'll just quickly flick through it. But I think what I'm going to do in the meantime, I'm going to say goodbye to everybody there. I think I'm going to cut the game off from here and take a little bit of an in-depth look, because I do want to get someone that's pretty young, fits into the under-21s, but can rotate to play in a DL position. So that was our first draw in a friendly, but 2-2 against the team that's in our league anyway was most probably the best result we could hope for, and I was quite happy really. So thanks for watching. Again, subscribe, leave a comment and a like if you can. And that's the end of episode 11, and we'll meet in episode 12.